welcome everyone. Thank you for coming over and checking out with us. Really glad to have you all here, all of you. Just to give me the context, how many of you are our backers or backed our games previously? Okay, cool. Thank you so much. What did you back? What's your?
Apex Legends.
Oh, wonderful. Super cool to hear that. Okay, so let's fire the glass cannon. And contrary to what my employees asked me, we're not firing anyone during this presentation. Okay. So that's the agenda for today. I'll introduce my guests in a while. So we'll briefly go through all of the projects that are either ongoing or being delivered, and then we'll have a sneak peek into the future. Okie doke. So, as we've mentioned Apex before, let's go into here and now. So Apex Legends, the board game, has been fully delivered to all of our backers for the English edition. We are, as we speak, manufacturing the Spanish, Czech, Italian, French, Polish, and German editions, and we expect to ship them by the end of the year. Obviously, with logistics globally, it tends to be a bit tricky, so we're giving some extra time to this to prolong to Q1. The Portuguese, Brazilian, Japanese, and Hungarian editions are currently being checked, so we hope to start manufacturing them by the time the previous mentioned ones are being shipped. And with traditional Chinese, our partners are helping us because it's proving a bit tricky to fit everything on the cards, so that's also coming along. Now, Dying Light, the board game. This is something I'm super excited about, especially that with the huge recognition this project got and how the community responded to the game. We're aware of the expectations, so we're just doing the final touches on some of the UI stuff. The other products are being prepared for manufacturing. But what we did in the last few months is we've updated the graphic side of the project. So as you can see, some of the stuff has been corrected. We had our own Tomek Larek doing the illustrations for us and making those infected jump out of the cards to be more visible, more appealing, more Dying Light-ish. As you see, we're also working on the UI and handling of components, so that should be all much simpler than if any of you have played the prototypes before. And the late pledge is still open. I think it's going to be open for 1 or 2 months more. We'll see how that goes. So please feel free to use the QR code to join the late pledge on GameFund. Okay, and the upcoming stuff. We were actually speaking about Don't Starve, the board game, yesterday on a panel dedicated to it, but I'm going to briefly run you through what it is. So it's a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, and we're working with the folk from Clay Entertainment to bring you the most Don't Starve-ish thing ever. We're actually creating some new stuff in hand with them. And straight before Gen Con, we were visiting them in Vancouver and shooting some videos, making sure that they approve of all the elements of the game. It was actually super funny to see the developers of the video game fail miserably at the first scenario. Fortunately, they took it well. Here's a sneak peek into how the game will look on your tables. It's been actually in development for quite some time, I think 3 years now, and we're finally there. We had to take a step back to the drawing board. We had to revisit the mechanics, make them simpler, streamline some stuff For example, the amount of tokens and dice, they were cut by more than half. We're super happy that we managed to do that, because thanks to that, the game will be cheaper, much more available, and simply more pleasant and easy to play. What you cannot see here is that we're actually going to introduce something that we've been thinking about for a while. It's even improved to what we did in Apex Legends, which are the trays that will allow you to play just after taking all the elements from the box. So something that once you are familiar with the setup, you should have the game up and running in several minutes, not 20 or 30. And there is a mysterious gift, constant curiosities, something that's going to be expanded by our team, and we are already teasing the Last Wish cards. It's actually a special scenario that adds an infinite mode to the game. It allows you to play the game. If you're familiar with Don't Starve, Wendy can actually speak with ghosts. So they visit her and, oh, come on over, or no. It actually allows you to learn the last wishes of those ghosts, to help them pass to the other world, and this mode will allow you to play the game with new folk coming over without having to touch on the scenarios that the game comes with in its basic form. As you can see, more goodies will come. So please follow the campaign page to get that free gift. And the darkness is very much alive, especially in Don't Starve. We're actually working very closely, as I said, with Clay Entertainment, so we'll be introducing not only new content, new lore, some new biomes, but also we'll have exclusive skins for the digital game that Clay is preparing just for us. It's extremely exciting, especially if you're a hardcore fan of Don't Starve. Have any of you played Don't Starve? Are there any Don't Starve fans? Okay, perfect. Can you tell me how many creatures in Don't Starve have only one eye? Can you name some?
I did it like 2 or 3 times.
Okay. So I'll give you a follow-up question. What characters from Don't Starve can you name or even describe?
I'm not going to describe most of like the spider character right now. The main character you start off with, and the girl you can talk to goes.
Perfectly. Okie doke. So let's see if I can still liaise onto the quarterboard thing. Yeah! Alrighty. Let's go further. Those are the miniatures we've prepared for Don't Starve. As you can see, the basic game will come with your acrylic standees with the distinguishing art style of Don't Starve. We think these look beautiful, but if you're looking for something more, if you're a miniatures guy like me, you're going to want to get this separate pack with miniatures. So we're not forcing anyone to get them, but if you are into such stuff, we'll have plenty of miniatures for the magnificent and peculiar creatures of the Don't Starve universe with us. And that's the QR code for you to follow the campaign. Don't worry if it's blurred, you can grab one of the leaflets, it has the same QR code on it. Make sure to follow to grab the gift. And we have our first announcement and our first guest today. With us is Zara, coming to us straight from Bulgaria from a company called Gameloft. I bet most of you played some of Gameloft's games, but I'll let Zara introduce herself.
Hello everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm from Gameloft. I'm from the March of Empires team. Have any one of you heard of March of Empires before? Yeah. Okay, so the game, this is actually an epic moment for us because the March of Empires video game has been up and running and growing for the past 10 years. And to celebrate this milestone, we are now launching our own board game. So we are super excited about that. It's inspired by the legendary battles in the video game and the strong strategic element there. So stay tuned because more news are coming. Actually, in just less than 2 weeks, we're going to reveal who is going to be the face of our game. And I'm sure you're going to love him. That's the strongest man on the planet. That's all I'm going to say for now. But yeah, stay tuned. a real man.
Thank you so much, Zara. And let me tell you a little bit more about the board game itself. So it's something extremely unique in terms of mechanics. The original video and mobile game March of Empires is based on you expanding your kingdom, recruiting troops, and conquering new lands. There's a lot of time pressure elements in the mobile and video game. Hence, we knew we needed to introduce something that would put the time pressure inside the board game. And we wanted to point it out with the title as well. It's a game for 2 to 4 players, and we introduced the unique hourglass-based mechanics, meaning that in a player's turn, they will use hourglasses that will actually symbolize cooldowns to do actions, move their troops, recruit, and gather resources. The game stops using the hourglass mechanics when a battle is triggered. That's when we go into, let's say, slow motion, turn mode, where using a deck of cards with their initiative, players will do combat using combat dice, and resulting in, depending on the troops and the types of troops they have available in the current battleground. So the game is extremely tactical. I heard somebody say it's like a modern version of chess. And when you look at players who already know the rules quite well, they are actually playing it like speed chess. Obviously, that's where the similarities end, but you have those troops, as you can see, represented by the tokens, poker chips, and you have a modular board. Each game will have a different scenario, different layout, so it will create multiple opportunities for you to do certain actions and take strategic decisions. And you can actually play a demo. There's a little mistake here. It's not at the stadium. The demos are in the demo area in the main hall. Or you can just visit our booth 1931 here at Gen Con and talk with us about the board game. We can run you through the mechanics. Alrighty, so that's our first big announcement, A Time of War. Just to mention that the Kickstarter will be launching next year. And please look at our social media because we will have some exciting announcements that Zara already teased. Okay, and we'll pass the mic, or we already passed the mic, thank you, to our second guest. It's my pleasure to introduce Joe Lefavy. This man will describe himself much better than I will, and in much more fluent English. So, passing the mic to MC Joe.
Hi. So I'm Joe Lefavy. I'm with a company called Genuine Entertainment, and we do a lot of the licensed board games and RPGs out there. So if you played Alien, Altered Carbon, Apex Legends, we did that together. We did all the Dune games. We control the master rights for that. I'm the lead writer on Blade Runner right now, and among other things, the thing that has been devouring my heart and soul, quite literally, for quite a while, has been Diablo. So we have a relationship with Blizzard, working directly with the people behind the video game, and we've been working on this RPG for quite a while. And we're finally at a point that we can start talking about it and tell people about it, because it's been pretty much a labor of love for us since day one. And so basically, just to kind of run you through where we are, is that we're going to be launching the Kickstarter in Q4 this year. So it's coming up. We're actually launching a follow page that you can go and sign up for Kickstarter and be a part on the front lines, getting the latest news and previews. But ultimately, just to give you a sense of what the game is, this is not D&D. This is not a 5e skin. This is something that we're doing entirely in-house as an original engine, and we've pretty much called in the Avengers to make sure that we really do make the best version of this thing. So the people on the core rules with us, who are helping us to kind of figure out like the core bones of it, that we've got a GCU's head of game development working alongside me, and then we've brought on John Harper from Blades in the Dark, Cam Banks, who did Marvel Heroic Role-Playing in Cortex Prime, Sean Tompkins of Ironsworn, and Mike Olson, who did Fate and Fate Accelerated. So those are the people on the core rules who we have been just basically breaking it and fixing it and breaking and fixing it and forging it in the fires of hell to make sure that this thing really does feel like the video game. And one of the biggest things is that if anyone is a fan of Diablo here, like has anyone actually played any version of Diablo? Raise your, okay. Nah, that's some hands, that's what I want to see. So, you know, you can sit down and in 5 minutes, you're like casting fireballs. This is not a game that you can sit down for a year and be like, oh cool, I have 2 spells. That is not what Diablo is. And so we basically had to break the script on how RPGs are being played so that it is assumed the moment you start playing, you are a seasoned hero. You have survived in Sanctuary long enough that you have answered this call and you are fighting against the pervasive evils of the burning hells. And in order to do that, you have your magic unlocked. You've got your gear equipped. You have your spells at the ready. So it is less about let me play a campaign for a year in order to get this one magic item. You are 0, like session 0, you are the hero you wanted to be in this game so that you can go in and actually make a material difference, face mobs swarming at you and be able to know I can take this on and win. So ultimately, it is going to feel very cinematic. If you're familiar with a lot of the games that I mentioned, like Blades in the Dark, movement is free. A basic attack is a free action. It's all about combos. It's all about controlling the area. It's all about compounding damage. And it is a cooperative game. Even the lore master, the game master, is working with you to tell the best story because it is really all about just getting into the deep lore of what Sanctuary is and living the dream of telling these kinds of grim, dark fantasies in a way that only Diablo can really do. So you'll be seeing a lot of all your favorite iconic classes. We are creating miniatures and things like that for them, so if you don't want to play Theory of the Mind, you can bring it to life right there, and we'll have some of those available in the Kickstarter. But also, the rule book is almost 400 pages of just lore. So much lore. This video game series has been around for decades. So really to dive in and talk about every single faction, every single part of the map, so that you really are liberated to explore the full breadths of the video game series, the full breadths of the map, and really ask yourself, well, where do we want to live? Where do we want to go? And actually have the tools to do that from day one with the core rulebook. It's been a massive undertaking. I'm the lead writer on this as well, so I highly apologize for the incorrect grammar and many mistakes that are probably going to be in there, but I also got to do a really great Deckard Cain impression for like the past 2 years, so like I feel pretty good about the exchange. But ultimately, we're very excited for you to see it because we're dropping the news just today. You can follow on our Kickstarter page and learn more about it. The other thing that you're going to learn about is that usually with a game like this, you're just going to come out with the core rulebook, and we're doing something a little bit different. That alongside of it, we're releasing an anthology of one-shot adventures that I've gone to some of my favorite designers ever and gone, do you want to play in Diablo? And so we're going to be doing this as an ongoing series. And basically every year you're going to see a number of people that you love that are working on all the different games to actually contribute their own voice to the story. But just to give you a sense of the people we're teasing now, and I have to bring a list because it's long and awesome, is that you might know names such as, from all forms of dark fantasy, Cullen Bunn from Harrow County, John Harper, Graham McNeil from Horus Heresy, Mickey Nelson, who was one of the first writers of Diablo back in the day and has been there forever. Francesco Nepatello and Umberto Pignelli, they do Lords of the Rings. Little other fantasy you might be familiar with. MJ Newman, who is the writer of Arkham Horror, one of the best LCGs out there. She's so amazingly talented. Gregory Tomaso, he does Shadow of Esterin and Fate Forge, where you can find on the floor right now. Sean Tompkin and Matt Click, these solo mode gods, are playing within our world as well, and more. It's literally just going to be our sandbox that we can play with some of our favorite friends, so that it's not just about Glass Cannon and Genuine, it's about all the fans of Diablo that's grown up with it for all this time and be able to make their contribution to it. It's been a magical experience that not a lot of people let us do, but Blizzard really is taking ownership over us and giving us the license to basically make our dream game. It's been a hell of a ride. So please do follow and be a part of the fun. It's going to be something to remember.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thanks for taking us for a short trip to hell.
It's never been so much fun.
Alrighty, let's move further on, although I must tell you that I keep emailing Joe all the time because when he sends me those writers who are coming along, I'm such a huge fan of Warhammer, so when I heard Graham McNeil was there, I was like doing my squeaky girl voice.
Oh, that is actually one last thing, because dropping names, why not? The image you see right there is done by Igor Sigarenta. You probably know him. He was the key artist for all of Diablo 4 pretty much, so if you saw any of that art, that's where he's from. He's also Warhammer god as well. Other covers that we're going to have is also Antonio De Luca. So if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, he's coming on as well. So you will see just as many names as the writers. We've also basically pulled out all the stops on the artists. So we have like nearly like just under 100 original pieces of art in the core rulebook from artists that you know, and it's gorgeous. It is that is
absolutely so.
That's been fun.
Thank you, Joe. Alrighty, and there's another announcement, something that we're really excited also to talk about. I'm really curious if anyone here heard about this, because it's something coming to us from Finland. Glass Cannon Unplugged teamed up with the wonderful team of Writing Brands and Moomin characters. So, has anyone ever seen Moomins here? Yes, I can see one guy, but I think he's from Poland. So, Moomins are an IP based on the novellas and short comics created by Tove Jansson and her brother. And they're actually celebrated their 80th birthday, but that's quite a heritage for you there. And it's a brand that's actually coming over to the States as well. They were visiting Comic-Con for the first time, and they've opened some of their new stores in, I think, California, and they plan to expand. It's an IP based on a family of trolls living in the valley called the Moomin Valley. It's a very wholesome story full of heartwarming moments, dangerous adventures, where characters are not afraid to fail, and where the bonds between them are built through the adventures they have together. So Glass Cannon Unplugged will be bringing here Moomin the Role-Playing Game, which we've worked on for quite a while, where you'll be able to just get into the role of the characters from the original novels and replay those adventures. And we're super excited that it's not only for kids, it's actually something that a lot of adults enjoy. The Moomin Valley can be quite scary, quite even dark at times, although with friendship and family, you're usually able to prevail. Two other products that we'll be bringing to the world will be Moomin, My First Adventure, our first game book, and this is something that is a great way to introduce your kids into the role-playing world, into the world of Moomins. We have our own team members and guys with whom we worked previously on other game books to do all the writing and to make sure that they're super accurate to the lore and there's actually a lot of lore to the Moomins. I highly recommend getting a book. They're great to read. They have those universal values that speak to you through even coming from 8 decades ago. And last but not least, we'll be publishing a board game, Moomin, Whimsical Wanderings. It's a board game also dedicated to the younger audience, but with the adults in mind. So we don't want to make a game that's going to be only for kids. We also want the parents to enjoy when they play with their little monsters. So the game is going to be about exploration, about wandering through the Moomin Valley, and learning about the whimsical world of the Moomins. So that's it for the announcements. So now let's look on the roadmap for the upcoming months and year. This is the estimation of how we would like to proceed with all the projects. Obviously, as we all know, life can sometimes get in the way of plans, but we're optimistic that we can keep to this schedule. Thank you so much. Oh, and one more thing. If any of you are familiar with our previous work, we haven't forgotten where our roots are. Frostpunk is still in our minds and in our hearts, and we hope to tease a little bit more next year about what's brewing, what's thawing in the world of Frostpunk. Thank you so much for having us. Do we have any questions? Do you guys want to ask about any of the announcements, products I've mentioned, or just leave us your feedback about what you already know? Yeah?
I know there's only so much you can talk about. Are there any plans to add more legends for the Apex?
Yes. So we are just entering the market with Apex Legends. So you got the game, you are a backer. We're actually stalling the delivery a little bit to have the circumstances surrounding imports and exports
I'm sorry, excuse me.
move out of the way, hopefully sooner than later. So we're waiting when the game hits retail and gets more mass and more recognition from players, and we'd love to add more legends. So depending on how the game is going to be received, we'll add more. We have loads of stuff at our drawing boards back at GCU headquarters. We are actually planning some expansion further ahead. And the team that worked on Apex, they're like super dedicated. Actually, one of our devs, Greg, is here with us. So we have some plans. We'll see how it goes, but we remain optimistic. Okay, any more questions? Okie doke. Thank you so much.